Got a craving for Starbucks pumpkin cream cold brew? I'm about to show you just how easy it is to make at home. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Taylor here from The Girl on Bloor. I'm all about showing you how to make easy, healthy recipes so that you can live your best life. And trust me when I tell you that you'll be living your best basic girl life this fall with this pumpkin cream cold brew. I am so addicted to this iced coffee and kind of embarrassed to admit that I make it year-round, not just when the PSL and other pumpkin treats hit starves. My version of the pumpkin cream cold brew is made with real pumpkin puree. It's healthier and lower in calories, and I'll also be showing you how to make the easiest ever super strong cold brew coffee that'll become your next go-to. I'll even show you how to easily make them vegan. The cold brew and the pumpkin cream mix will last in the fridge up to 7 days, so you can enjoy it all week long, and the pumpkin spice mix and vanilla syrup will last even longer than that, so you can save a ton of money avoiding Starbucks runs this fall. Now, before we dive in, I want to sound the alarm and let you know, you'll thank me later, that I've got an amazing salted caramel cream cold brew up on my channel as well that you've gotta check out if you love the pumpkin cream cold brew. I've got the OG vanilla cream cold brew up on my blog as well, so I'm linking to both of those plus this pumpkin version in the description below this video, so head there for the full written recipes. Okay, I know you're probably dying to learn how to make these, so let's jump right in. We're gonna start with the cold brew coffee before taking on the pumpkin cream. Take 8 cups of filtered water and 2 cups of ground coffee, then mix the two together in a large pitcher. Feel free to use any brand or brew of coffee that you'd like. I like my coffee super strong, so I typically go with a dark roast, but you can totally go with something like a blonde or medium roast as well. Once you've got the coffee grounds and water mixed up, that's it for the time being. Place the lid on your pitcher, then you're going to let it sit in the fridge for at least 12 hours. Pro tip, I'll usually make my cold brew in the afternoon or evening and then let it sit overnight so it's ready to go in the morning. Once you've got the cold brew steeping, you can then take this opportunity to make the vanilla syrup because that also needs to sit in the fridge to cool for a little while. This one is super easy. Boil some water in a kettle, then add 1 cup of boiling water to a mason jar filled with 1 cup of sugar. Mix that together, then pour in 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, stirring well to fully combine. That's it! Let it cool on the counter for a bit and then chill in the fridge for at least 30 to 60 minutes before using. I like to make my syrup right in the mason jar itself so it's easy to store in the fridge, and the good news is that this syrup will last in the fridge up to 2 months, so you can make it way far in advance and then always have some kicking around. Okay, put the syrup in the fridge and then it's on to the pumpkin spice blend. This is key to making your pumpkin cream cold brews, but you can also use it for pumpkin spice lattes that you can make the absolute most out of pumpkin season. Take a Ziploc bag, or even better, a small bowl with a lid, and mix together 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of nutmeg, 2 teaspoons of ginger, and 1 teaspoon of allspice. If you've got to skip 1 or 2 of them, you can always leave out the ginger and allspice. You definitely need at least the cinnamon and nutmeg, but I know spices can start getting expensive, and I don't want you to go out and buy something that you're not really going to use, so you can make do with just a couple of these if needed. Mix that up all together really well, and you've got pumpkin spice blend. Use it on everything this fall, and it will last in your pantry for several months as well. I just love making spice blends like this because they last for forever, and then it cuts down on your prep time by quite a bit. There's nothing better than efficiency in the kitchen. Okay, I'm gonna make some magic happen with the video editing here so that our cold brew coffee is ready to come out of the fridge. Technically, you can use store-bought cold brew or even the Starbucks brand iced coffee you can find at the grocery store, but making your own is so much cheaper and super easy, and it does taste better, so while the waiting is hard, it's worth it. When the cold brew is good to go, give the pitcher 1 final stir and then take a clean kitchen towel or some cheesecloth. You can order the cheesecloth off of Amazon. I've linked to the kind that I'm using in the description. You'll then take a fine mesh sieve, place the cheesecloth over top, and slowly strain the coffee grounds, stirring with a spoon to push the liquid through to a second pitcher. You'll end up with about 8 cups of cold brew coffee overall, and then all you have to do is make the pumpkin cream and make your drink. The pumpkin cream is really best if you mix it together fresh, but it can technically last in the fridge for up to a week since it's just milk, cream, pumpkin puree, and your pumpkin spice. None of these components go bad on their own or mix together, so you can mix this up in advance and then whip it all together when you're ready to make your drink. I doubt the pumpkin cream will even last that long in your fridge anyway, to be honest, but just in case, let's use another mason jar with a lid to store the mixture in. Take 1 cup of milk, any type will do, but I usually use 2%, then add in 1/2 cup of whipping cream, 1/4 cup of pumpkin puree, and 2 teaspoons of your pumpkin spice. If you know you aren't going to use up the rest of your can of pumpkin puree, you can easily freeze it in a container with a lid That is something to keep in mind to reduce your food waste. Mix everything all together to combine and then either store in the fridge or get ready to make it frothy. The easiest way to do this is to shake your mason jar with the lid on, but if you want it to be super thick and resemble more of a cold foam, then get your immersion blender or beaters out to whip it to a thicker consistency. Make sure you're ready to serve right away if you whip it all up like this. If you want to make the pumpkin cream vegan, make sure that you use coconut cream in place of the milk and whipping cream. Super simple. Now that everything is ready to go, it's time to make our pumpkin cream cold brews. Add a handful of ice to a large glass, then mix in 1 to 2 tablespoons of your vanilla syrup. I always advise you to start small and taste, then add more if needed. It's always best to undersweeten than to oversweeten. Now pour your cold brew over top, filling the glass about 3/4 full. It should be about 2 cups of coffee. Now that I've made these so many times, I just tend to eyeball it. And then you just need to add your pumpkin cream. Add about 1/4 cup of it over top of the iced coffee, sprinkle with a tiny bit more pumpkin spice if you'd like, and then you are good to serve and enjoy. These pumpkin cream cold brews are peak fall. You're gonna be hooked on them all season and saving so much cash to boot. Did I mention you'll also save on the calories and can better control the sweetness with my version? Yeah, it's just win after win over here. I promise you will totally fulfill your Starbucks craving when you make these. Can't you just see yourself curled up on the couch in a cozy blanket on a chilly fall morning? Now, if you already forgot, I've got the caramel cream and vanilla cream cold brews up on my blog as well as this pumpkin cream, so head to the description to check those out. I've also got a whole lot of other Starbucks copycat recipes up on the blog too. I'm a huge Starbucks fan, so head to my description for the Starbucks archives. If you try one of these pumpkin cream cold brews for yourself, be sure to tag me on Instagram at @thegirlonbloor. I love seeing you make my recipes and I share every single photo I'm tagged in. It always makes my day to see your creations. Thanks so much for hanging with me here in my kitchen today. I'm just gonna sneak off here with my cold brew. Thanks for watching and I'll see you around here again real soon.